Alright, we're going to try this again. Today we are at Johns River Crossover Trail. The Johns River Wildlife Area, but it's split up into various parts. This is a crossover trail. This actually leads up to a pioneer cemetery. It's located between Aberdeen and Westport in Washington and Grays Harbor County. And we have Zoe with us. Zoe, would you like to say you're peeing? Okay. Alright, well, that's fine. We'll get back to you later, but hopefully, I know there's another person here, a couple people that have some dogs. This would be interesting with Zoe. She's kind of neurotic when it comes to other animals, but we'll see how it goes, you know? But it's definitely a beautiful day today, so we'll see what happens. So, as we come to the first opening here, we have Johns River Wildlife Area over there. I mean, I guess it's all Johns River Wildlife for the most part, but this is where it kind of opens up and you get views of the vast majority of it and how far it goes. It actually winds in and out of these mountain areas here, so. But over there you have Ocean Spray, the highway, but it's a lot of birds out here. We might see a couple of them, I don't know, but for the most part, this is where we're at right now. Zoe loves this area a lot, so it's almost like her second home. So this trail, road, service road, whatever you want to call it, now to my understanding it was a logging road at one point in time. When the pioneers were up here, there actually wasn't a road that went up, and they had the cemetery kind of overlooking what is now Johns River Wildlife Area, and basically they would have to come by boat to get to the cemetery because there was no road leading up here. So now the area is, I believe, mostly used for some hunting. I've seen some hunters up here, so I don't think that's something we have to worry about right now at the current time, but we might run into a couple. But outside of that, it's pretty much managed by the Division of Fish and Wildlife at this point. And I know there's some kind of rare butterfly or some kind of bird or wildlife out here that's pretty unique and pretty protected. So Zoe, what are we doing? Are we eating the plants? What do we talk about? Come on, let's go. We talked about that, okay? Come on, hey. Come on, let's go. Alright, here's another opening here that kind of, now that we're a little further in, actually shows more of the lowland here and marshland. I probably wouldn't go out there because it's probably all like marshland or swamp. I don't know. We have seen ducks and whatnot out here before too. So, but yeah, I know there's some people up here with dogs and stuff, so I'm kind of keep my eye out for them. Because I think their dogs might be off leash, so I don't know what their temperament is. I'm sure they're great dogs, but we'll see. Alright, this is the last open area that we'll have before we go into the forest. I mean, it's all kind of intermingled with the forest, but the last opening that we'll see. There's one small opening where we'll be close to the Pioneer Cemetery and we'll be able to see Ocean Spray off in the distance maybe. But outside of that, it's pretty much all forest and all those trees up there. We do have a bench up here that I'm not sure when it was put here, but it was obviously put in something dedicated to, I think, the Skinner family or something like that. I have a loving memory of H.M. Skinner and Heidi. Not sure exactly who those are. Somebody lost a glove too. So, but yeah, that's the area we're walking into. We have this bridge they built that they put these wooden planks over so people can drive over them, because otherwise it'd probably be a very uncomfortable drive over this bridge because it's braided or something like that. I don't actually know what kind of material this is, but I know Zoe doesn't like walking on it, so I can't imagine driving on it would be any better. So, and then over here, there's somebody's house up there. I'm not sure who that is, but we have all this right here, and this is what we're walking into. This is where the real difficulty of the trail starts, because it's basically a couple of uphills, and then this is one of the major uphills because it winds around right there. Up there it winds around and keeps on going up, and then it finally flattens out, so we'll see at the top. Alright, so we made it to the top of the hill, and kind of takes the breath out of me right now. It's getting better though, so it's not as bad as it used to be the first time. I thought I was gonna die, but apparently all the water's dried up here. Usually this is all puddle, but I'm not seeing anything alarming, or who knows, there might be, I don't know. But we keep our eyes peeled. Come on, Zoe. We got this tree right here. Very crazy. Up there you can see branches and stuff. Looks like that one tree right there is actually growing out of this, but it's crazy. So there's one other tree around the corner here. God, I always thought that it was like keeping an eye on the forest because it looks like it has two eyes, but it's coming up right here. I don't know if we can get to it. It's pretty back there a little bit, but we'll see what we can manage here. Yeah, there's that tree right there. There's a tree in the middle. But, yeah. Zoe, stop. What are you doing? Hey. You smell the other dogs? We getting close? Huh? We getting close to the other people that were back here? Maybe? Hey, what are you eating the grass for? That's gonna make you sick, girl. Alright, so one of the things about this area that I enjoy is it's close to where I live. And it's also the one place that kind of challenges me as far as like exercise and whatnot goes, because being at sea level, we don't have many hills. We have a couple hills in our town. They are big, but not like major. That's gonna make you, you know, question your life choices or anything. So, but it seems like it's becoming a little overgrown here, and I'm not sure what happened with that tree. Maybe it fell down. I'm not sure, but every once in a while we do come up here and there will be a tree down or anything like that, and it'll be overgrown, and then we come back like a couple weeks later and it's, you know, all cleaned up and the logs removed and everything like that. Look at this tree here. I always kind of think of it as like the octopus tree because of all the limbs sticking out of there at the bottom, the roots. So, but yeah. So one of the things that, I don't know how that got there. Hey, careful. Alright. Zoe is distracting me there. And one of the things, you know, we've been up to this Pioneer Cemetery quite a few times, being that it's close to our house and a good hike and everything. I've kind of wondered what it was like for the pioneers that came here. Like, they didn't have a road that led up to this area, and you know, I imagine they were homesteading and whatnot, but like, we're so fortunate to have the modern luxuries we have that they didn't have, you know, back then. And so it just kind of makes you appreciate a little bit of what you have now. So, and even I take it for granted what we have now. You know, I sometimes wish certain things were easier, but you know, I tell you, they had it way harder, I can imagine, you know, so. Come on, let's go. All right, so having a little talk with Zoe about the dog encounter and explaining that not all dogs are terrible, and that if, you know, if you give them the chance, she might make a friend or two. But right here, we're coming up on this last hill here. And this is the last hill before we get to the cemetery. Zoe's down here checking out the plants and eating. So, you know, because needs a little snack apparently, and you know, she's doing her thing. Come on, let's go. Come on. All right, so here we go. This is the path that leads into the cemetery, and I'll make a trip up there. Probably won't go check out the gravestones. Leave that for the wonderment of anybody watching this and may want to come up here and explore for themselves. But yep, this is a final stretch before we get to the cemetery. Trying to keep the camera a little bit low at points because it's hard maneuvering through some of these trees and branches sticking out. So here we go, Zoe. Yep, Zoe knows the way. Zoe knows the way. Yeah, Zoe knows the way, don't you? Don't you, girl? Yeah. So here we go. And have a little sign up here that lets you know this is Johns River Pioneer Cemetery. And we also have, I'm going to come over here and check this out. Come on. Come on. Come on. So, that's the trek to the cemetery. And so, hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you in the next one.